Greetings and salutations, my excellent friends. Well, for the last month, I have been playing with the gifts that Joanne and my mother got to me. The new batteries and, of course, the IVIS HFS11 Canon video camera. So I thought I'd like to talk about it because I get a lot of questions and comments about the video quality and how I work with cameras as I make my little travel films. Now, for the last year, I've actually been using a Canon Vixia 30, which is a MiniDV camera, and I love it. The resolution's fantastic. It works well with my computer. The only thing I really don't like about it is that on the camera, the microphones are actually on top of the lens, right next to the tape bay. So you get a lot of static or hissing noise just from the tape being in operation. Now you can counteract that by hooking up to your computer and waiting for the tape to go into sleep mode, or using the actual microphone adjustment to zero that out. But let's talk about this guy. Now in the States, it's also manufactured under the Canon name, but as a Vixia and not an IVIS. This is the Japanese version, and it is a fantastic camera. Now the other tape-based cameras I've had have had a maximum CCD resolution of 3.1 megapixels. Now this is 8. Check that out, baby. It's awesome. And it's also a solid state camera, meaning there's no moving parts, there's no tape or anything inside. It's actually recording right on the medium. And that is great. Other cameras have had a lot of leadway in this, but this is Canon's top of the line consumer model, and it has 64 gigabytes of solid state memory on here, in addition to an SD card slot for an additional 32 gigs, for a total of 96 gigs of possible storage on here. And it takes film as well as stills. And that's great because I tend to do both when I'm going out and shooting things. And the nice thing about the way you can configure this camera is that you can say, I want all the films to go to the hard disk and all the pictures to go to the SD card. And you can swap that and configure that any way you want to. So if I'm doing a really quick video, I'll have everything go to the SD card and just pull that and put it in my computer. Now, as an HD camera, there is one drawback, and that is that it records in the AVC HD format. And well, that's great because it compresses the video down, and even though this records at a maximum 24 megabits per second bitrate, my computer really doesn't deal with that format well, and Macs in general don't. You see, you either had to go to iMovie 08, iMovie 09, Final Cut Express 4, or Final Cut 6, or Final Cut 7 to be able to read that. I don't have those, and I really don't want to spend the money on a new editing program just so I can read the camera. So what I did is I got a program called ClickWrap, and what that does is it translates the MTS file format that this camera shoots into a QuickTime movie format. And then I can use it any way I want to. And what I also later found out is that the new iMovies and the new Final Cuts really, they do the same feature. They don't actually read the AVC HD file formats. They actually use the Apple Intermediate Codec to translate it so that those programs can use it. So instead of spending a boatload of money on a new editing program, I bought a cheaper program to do the same thing, and I use my same editing program, and it makes things so much easier. The lens also is a 10-time optical zoom that does a great job. However, like all HD cameras, the one thing I really don't like is that it is a 10-time optical zoom. When I was using standard definition cameras, my camera had a 25, 30 times optical zoom. I really wish they would put that on these cameras. The other thing I don't like about the camera is that it's not that wide of an angle lens. So if you're shooting like a vlog at arm's length, it's really hard to get your face in frame. So Jo, being the excellent fiance that she is, she got me the wide angle lens attachment, and that's awesome. So I highly recommend it. If you get a camcorder like this, whether it be tape-based or solid state, get the wide angle attachment. It's awesome. Other features of the camera are your standard your standard go. I mean, it's fantastic. The lens is brilliant, as I said, and right next to the lens, I don't know if you can see this here, but this is where the microphones are. They are super sensitive. It's taken me a long time and playing with a lot of different settings to try and figure out how best to use it. I've tried it with the attenuator, which sucks. It really cuts out the audio and you really can't use it at all. I've left it on auto, but then it just picks up so much. I've played with the manual setting and that helps out a little bit. I tried hooking it up to the H2 zoom to use as with a 5-meter long cord so I can just plug right into the camera. And I really had to play with the settings there because everything just really quickly overmodulated. So the mic system on this is unbelievable. This is a wonderful camera. You have a lot of recording bit rates, so you could actually record up to about 24 hours continuously if you plug this into the wall. It's awesome. I love this camera. Canon, you did a fantastic job. If you're looking for a high-end consumer model solid state camera, this is one you really can't go wrong with. That's it for now. We'll see you soon.